disgusted. I'm absolutely disgusted with the performance of the Indiana Fever. Stephanie White got purely out-coached from beginning to end. After the first 60 seconds, after the first minute of this game, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. Like, let's just keep it real. Stephanie White did not have this team ready to play. Aaliyah Boston got up 7 shots. She's standing at the top of the key, acting like the joke. I don't understand what's going on.
I'm disgusted. Absolutely disgusted. The Indiana Fever didn't just lose. They imploded in a way that felt almost cinematic in its chaos. And the craziest part? It all started in the very first 60 seconds of the game. 1 minute. That's all it took for the cracks to show, for the Valkyries to seize control, and for the Fever to look completely unprepared. The clock glitch didn't help, sure, but the chaos on the floor was something else entirely. Fast breaks that shouldn't have been uncontested, shots clanging off the rim, and players trying desperately to regroup. And yet, standing there, arms crossed, was Stephanie White, acting like nothing was wrong. It was almost surreal, like watching someone in the middle of a storm refusing to acknowledge the wind, the rain, or the lightning striking around them. But here's the real question. Was this collapse really the players' fault? Or was the coach just completely out of her depth, leaving a team full of talent stranded in the middle of chaos? Because after watching this unravel, you're going to question everything about the Indiana Fever, their preparation, their energy, their strategy, and maybe even the WNBA itself. Fans, analysts, and casual viewers alike are asking, how does a team with this much talent get so thoroughly outplayed right from the jump? From the tip-off, it was painfully clear this Fever team wasn't ready. The first minute alone was enough to show the cracks. The players looked sluggish, hesitant, and almost paralyzed by confusion. Aaliyah Boston, usually a reliable force, struggled to even get her shots off, finishing with just 4 points. It wasn't just bad luck, it was a failure to execute basic fundamentals. Meanwhile, the Golden State Valkyries came in like a well-oiled machine. Every cut, every pass, every three-pointer was executed with precision. Uncontested shots, fast breaks, perfect spacing. They were exploiting every weakness the Fever displayed. And here's the bitter irony. The Fever's roster isn't bad. They have talent, skill, and experience. But talent alone didn't matter tonight because the strategy, the preparation, and the energy weren't there. By the time most fans had even settled into their seats, it felt like the game was already slipping away. Every missed shot and every turnover compounded the sense of impending doom. It was the kind of start that makes you lean forward, rub your eyes, and ask, are we really watching this happen? The floor was chaotic, the scoreboard ticking away like a countdown, and every play seemed to underline the same truth. This wasn't just a bad quarter. It was a complete organizational failure to start the game with any semblance of readiness. And if you thought that was bad, you haven't seen the real nightmare yet. Wait until the scoreboard disaster hits. That's when things go from frustrating to completely surreal. And then came the clock fiasco.
Have you ever met somebody? Do you know anybody? Are you friends with somebody who just seems to always lie? Even when they have no need to lie? They just lie so often that they don't even know that they're lying anymore. Well, that seems to be the situation we have with one Stephanie White. She lied to get out of Connecticut, lied her way to Indiana, lied how she's going to utilize Caitlin Clark, lied about the vets that she's bringing in, lie after lie after lie.
What should have been a tense, competitive stretch turned into something straight out of a comedy of errors. The scoreboard froze. The shot clock stuttered like it was buffering on dial-up internet from 1998. Fans stared in disbelief. Players tried to stay warm, stay engaged. But how do you compete when the very heartbeat of the game is glitching? Social media exploded instantly. Memes appeared faster than fast breaks. Hamsters running furiously on wheels to power the arena. Church bingo night with better timing and sarcastic countdowns to see if the game would ever resume. For a moment, it felt like everyone, players, fans, commentators, were collectively asking, is this real life? Meanwhile, the Fever lost all momentum. Every fast break they tried to initiate, every shot they attempted, seemed to fizzle. In sports, chaos is part of the game. Injuries happen, bad calls happen, technical glitches happen. The difference between good coaches and great coaches is simple. Great coaches control what they can and thrive under the chaos. They reset their team, regain focus, and turn adversity into advantage. Stephanie White, she let the chaos dictate her team's energy. No timeout, no strategic shift, no rally. Just frozen faces, confused players, and a growing sense of doom. And just when you think it couldn't get any worse, the post-game circus kicked in. And that's where the story really gets ugly. After the game, White stepped to the mic and immediately deflected blame. The players? Faulty. The referees? Faulty. The clock? Cosmic injustice. And yet, accountability? Nowhere to be found. This pattern has been her trademark. Take credit when things go right. Scapegoat the team when they don't. Fans instantly saw through it. Social media exploded with memes, jokes, and petitions. The digital roast was relentless and honestly deserved. So let's break it down. What separates a real coach from someone who just points fingers? Compare Stephanie White to Nyla Cass, the Valkyries coach. Cass is in the trenches, calling timeouts, making substitutions, keeping players calm, adjusting strategy on the fly. White, arms crossed, head in the clouds. The difference is night and day. Talent alone doesn't win games, leadership does. And in this matchup, it showed. The Fever's superior roster had no advantage because the guidance they received was minimal at best. And it's not just a one-game issue. This behavior erodes trust. Repeated blame doesn't just irritate fans, it crushes players. Imagine giving everything on the court, only to walk into the locker room knowing your coach is about to tell the world it's your fault. Morale plummets, cohesion disintegrates, and soon the whole team whispers the same thing. She doesn't have our backs. Fans have noticed too. Petitions, fire White trends, heated comment sections. It's all a response to a culture of excuses. One joke online even suggested her playbook only had 2 pages. Blame players.
So furious with this Indiana Fever performance, this bonehead Stephanie White. Man, this game was an atrocity, a flat-out embarrassment. Listen, the Indiana Fever got absolutely smacked by the Golden State Valkyries 75-63. They brought the brooms out on us. They swept up the floor with us. Wait, bro, you know how embarrassing it is to lose to one team every single time you play them in a season?
Repeat. But let's zoom out, because this isn't just about one game. Great coaches eat blame for breakfast. They know leadership isn't about perfection. It's about setting the tone. When a loss happens, owning it publicly protects the team from external noise. Legends like Phil Jackson, Pat Summitt, Greg Popovich all understood this. They made mistakes, they lost games, but they shielded their players from the storm. Stephanie White? She's missing that memo entirely. Accountability doesn't live in her vocabulary, and that has consequences. The Fever got swept by the Valkyries, dropping 75-63. Their win streak ended at 2. Suddenly, the team isn't just losing games, it's losing credibility. Every loss becomes amplified. Fans stop asking what went wrong and start saying, here we go again. And once trust evaporates, tactical genius can't save the season. If nothing changes fast, front office intervention is inevitable. Here's the reality. Stephanie White's clock is ticking faster than the scoreboard delay ever was. Excuses won't save her. Fans, players, analysts, they're all seeing the same thing. No accountability, no trust, and a pattern that repeats itself like clockwork. The only countdown she should worry about isn't the game clock. It's the countdown to her inevitable goodbye. Because in sports, respect is earned through leadership, not finger-pointing. And right now, White has nothing left but excuses.
We have one side, Nyla Nakase, who gets the most out of her players, who gets the best out of her players, who draws up plays to get players in a position to win, puts them in a position to succeed. And then we have Stephanie White, who stands on the sidelines with her arms crossed and her head in the clouds. The Indiana Fever got punked tonight. 75-63. This game was close for the first 65 seconds. 65 seconds, we had ourselves a